Hello and welcome back to the Dolecast. You're probably thinking, what's the title about? What is the thumbnail about? Is the podcast coming to an end? The answer is yes.
Dolecast, 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 Dolecast.
For the time being, it's stopping for a while. It's stopping. This is episode 150 of like the last. When did we start this podcast? We started it in like June 2019. So like June 2019, 150 episodes. Like, I have loved it. We've had some amazing guests on. Oh, sorry, I should silence my phone. I mean, that's ridiculous to being like, oh, it's the final episode, and then, you know, don't even have your phone on silent. You know, stories mean to go on. But yeah, 150 episodes. And I'm not gonna get too into details about the goings on behind the scenes. Nothing's happened. I made it sound like there was a massive fist fight off camera between who's a recent guest. Me and Aidan Rafferty just had it out. That's not true at all. It's just like we've had people moving about that have been working on the show. I personally myself feel like I haven't been able to give. I said this last week, but as stated, no one really watched last week's episode or the week before that. Mainly because I feel like the quality of episodes I've been putting out are not as strong as they were maybe like 6 months ago, even, or 4 months ago. And because of that, I think I've decided that I need a break from doing this specific podcast. I'll still be on other people's podcasts, I'm sure, over the next couple months. But I feel like I needed a break from the Dolecast, specifically trying to organise a guest every other week that is a good quality caliber guest. There's been guests that we could have gotten that I just made me think weren't right for the show or weren't right for the vibe, and so we didn't do it. But then then I'm scrambling to think of someone else. We don't want it to be the same people every time either, so it's a difficult position. And then obviously we've been shooting and editing. I've been editing the film for like 4 months now. In terms of Bombs Away, which comes out on the day of recording this. I posted the first teaser for it this morning. It comes out. I nearly said the date. It comes out early. Not early September, but why am I sticky? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, not early September, but early the month after. So because of that, I just wanted to kind of like knuckle down and get that focused on, and I feel like I was splitting my time between this podcast, Bombs Away, Out of Ideas, Wafflers, a few other things that we'll talk about, and I felt like that the thing that was being pushed to the bottom of the priority list was Dolecast. So you know what, I'm making big boy decisions here to be like, you know what, it's time to reassess and come back, which that's what I'm leading on to. The podcast is coming back. The podcast will come back in January next year, January 2026. I don't have an exact date, but January 2026, the podcast will return. So it is the end for now. It's August, so you won't see the podcast for how many months is that? September, October, November, December, possibly January. 5 months, basically, nearly half a year, which is certainly the longest break I've ever done for the podcast. So yeah, huge. We already have some ideas of like what we want to do with the show when we return. I'm gonna take a few weeks off and sort of, think about that myself. But yeah, basically what it kind of boils down to is that I felt like you guys weren't getting like quality. There's a flies land on the roadcaster. Get. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. I'm not just losing my mind going. Huh. Anyway. Yeah, I felt like you guys weren't really getting the highest quality episodes or the best content. I hate using that word, but the best content that you could be getting from me or from the podcast. And I didn't want anything else suffering because of that. I.e., like, the film Bombs Away that we're putting together. I didn't want to be splitting myself between the two, and then, like, as a result, both of them are lower quality. I want them to be just the best they can be. So because of that, we've decided not to podcast on the head until January. We're gonna bank some episodes with some class guests that I have not asked yet, but I am going to ask. I'm going to ask about, so you guys are getting the best guests. That is not me for 1 second saying that the guests we have not had on have not been phenomenal guests. But simple things like the solo shows, the solo episodes, solo show, me and like Ulster Hall in your dreams, mate. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Not to say that the solo episodes, I think, like, for example, I did a gig tonight, and like most weeks doing the solo shows, I'd be coming in from like a gig, like late at night, and deciding to alright, I need to do a podcast now because it comes out tomorrow, and then like I'm tired now, and it's like 11:30, and then then that means that you're kind of like getting me when I'm like sleepy and not like on it. At the end of the day, it's called my podcast, and if I'm doing a podcast at like 11:30, midnight, am I going to be at my funniest? Am I going to be sharp for wit? Probably not, and at the end of the day, what's the point? We're wasting everybody's time. So we're going to come back bigger and better than ever. When we come back in January, this podcast will be at its peak powers. So any other podcasts about, I would advise you wrap it up now, because in January, we're going to hit you like a truck. Also, did you think I would end the podcast without giving a special shout out to Go Barbecue Co., the sponsors for the podcast for the last year? They've been incredible. We're very, very grateful for them. I have used their services myself. They are class, especially as we're coming in to sort of, everybody's back to school now. So people may think, not as much need for barbecue. That's where you're wrong. Make sure you head over to Go Barbecue Co. on Instagram to take advantage of their exclusive offers and deals. Their raffle page is very close to being back up and running, so go over there and get a raffle for the price of a coffee. We are very, very grateful to the support that they've shown the podcast over the last year, and hope that can continue when we come back. But yeah, check them out, guys. Go Barbecue Co. And make sure you're barbecuing all year round. And I'm actually looking forward just taking some time off and like reorganizing, refitting the show, and then come back and gonna have a great time. It's gonna be a blast. So yeah, just a wee short episode here, 10 minutes, just to tell you what the crack is. I hope, in a weird way, I hope people are disappointed that the podcast is taking a break, because that will prove to me that it exists for a reason and it needs to come back and people enjoy it. And I hope that people can listen to this and kind of escape a wee bit, me getting all deep and all here. But yeah, I hope people can listen to this and be like, and look forward to listening. I just coughed there, by the way. I'm not getting emotional. And just kind of look forward to a Wednesday when it comes out. On that topic, episodes will be changing to a Tuesday. We'll go through that in January when we're coming back with different episodes, but episodes are changing to a Tuesday. Because me and my friend ChatGPT looked at the podcast analytics and feel like Tuesday would be a better episode for you guys to be listening to episodes. So that's what we're gonna do. Anywho, things to look out for while the podcast is on a hiatus is Out of Ideas Comedy Club starts on the 16th of September. We have Wafa Del Dul, Alan Irwin, Luke McGibbon, James McKegney, and Aaron Butler doing our launch night. That's fantastic. Adam Byrne is MCing, I think. And then like I'll be MCing, and Kieran will be MCing the nights after that. So that's fun. Really, really looking forward to that. That's gonna be something that certainly up until Christmas, we really take a real hard crack at, and something that me, Adam, Kieran, and Dean are all looking forward to really getting started on. So yeah, buy tickets for that. That's on the 16th of December. They'll be 16th of December, 16th of September. That's why I don't record podcasts at 11:30 at night. And also Bombs Away. I talk about it like Bombs Away. For anybody who doesn't know what this is a short comedy film that I've been working on for close to a year. In terms of when I wrote the first script compared to when it's coming out. So it would mean the world to me that when it comes out, you watch it, share it, like it, send me a message. Even if you laugh once, send me a message and say, hey, I really enjoyed that, or leave a comment or something. Because we want it to be a huge thing that sort of, if we were to do more, than people can look forward to them coming out, and stuff like that. And I know everybody that's I am proud of everybody that's worked on it. I am proud of the work that we've done on it, to make it as funny and as interesting to watch as it could be, and we're just buzzing for it. So I put the first teaser on my Instagram page today, and the cast announcement. If you're watching this on Wednesday, the 27th of August, the cast announcement is a week today, so the 3rd of September, and then the trailer for the film will be going out on the 5th of September at 5 o'clock. So, no, is it the 5th? No, it's not. Oh no, I've got the dates completely mixed up. Oh well, it's fine, not a big deal. The trailer will be going out on the 7th of September, I think. Anywho, it doesn't matter. I'll sort that out privately in my own time. But listen, to anybody that's ever watched, liked, shared, liked a clip, whatever it is, thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. We'll be back in January, bigger, better than ever. In the meantime, go and stream, listen, watch old episodes. We'll be reposting clips from previous episodes and stuff like that, just to try and keep the fire burning. But in terms of new episodes, none until January, and then we're going to be back with some absolute haters. So this seems a bit cringe, but thank you for your support. It means the world to me. Anybody that says I enjoy the podcast, that really does hit home. Anybody that's come to a gig that I've been performing at, that means a lot. Really appreciate it. You guys are class, dolars. But yeah. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast, and I will see you later. Goodbye.